Hey, what's up, everybody? This is your boy, David Mill. You are watching Kill TV. Keep watching this channel for the best in library entertainment and for information. God bless.
Hello everybody, my name is Terry Benoni, aka Terry G, and y'all already know. I'm bringing you another great news today. You see, entertainment is not just only playing music, party, and videos, and having fun. No, entertainment is a physiotherapy, it's a mental therapy, it's a psychological therapy for the mind, the body, and the soul. Entertainment is an important component of our daily lives and our livelihood. Therefore, I, Terry G, will be on KMTV Network for the Terry G Show every Friday, 3 p.m. CLT USA time. And I will be bringing you great music videos, interviews with celebrities and VIPs, seeking out cultural heritage, tourism, etc., corporate news, human interest stories, and of course, laughter, politics, etc. It's a whole
Please unmute the political leaders. See, I got to hear from them. I need to know if I'm hearing them. Please.
We have to spread out a little bit, otherwise we'll create back.
Hello to all. Honorable Urey, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Honorable Cummings, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you more.
Honorable Karnga Lawrence, can you hear me?
Yes, sure, I can hear you.
The Vice President, can you hear me? T, the Vice President is muted. T, the Vice President is muted. You need to unmute him.
Boakai, he's muted on his own. He's
No, he's not.
now.
No, he's not.
Mr. Vice President, can you hear me, please?
I can hear you.
Thank you, sir. We are about to start. Are we all set?
Your phone? Or you want to use one?
We are about to start. Program marking. Let me inform the press quickly that we are about to start so they can get it streaming live. Just 1 second.
Press start to come.
Mo, can you hear it now?
Yeah, Randall, we're starting now. We're starting now.
How do you get to the Wi-Fi?
All right. Good afternoon to everyone. Program marking the official signing ceremony of the Collaborating Political Parties Framework document held in Monrovia via Zoom. We will have just a very short program. On the itinerary today, we will observe a moment of silence for opening prayer. So just 30 seconds, moment of silence. Thank you. We want to take this time to welcome all Nigerians to this program. We are particularly grateful to welcome our astute political leader, Honorable Benoni Urey, the chairperson of the CPP, Honorable Alexander Cummings, the standard bearer and political leader of the Alternative National Congress, Ambassador Joseph Boakai, former Vice President and Standard Bearer of the Unity Party, Senator Nyonblee, political leader of the Liberty Party. We also want to welcome all of our partisans and chairpersons of the various political parties, to you Liberians viewing all via the various social media. It is a great day and we all cherish this. So a little overview of the framework document. In June 2018, on June 1, precisely 2018, the constituent political parties gathered at the Liberty Party's headquarters and signed a declaration of intent to collaborate. After a series of consultations of meetings between and amongst the 4 political parties, and moving forward, work began. In earnest, on February 21, 2019, our political leaders and former standard bearers, in persons of the late Councillor Charles Walker Bromskin, for whom I will ask that we observe just a moment of silence in his memory. Thank you to all. Councillor Charles Bromskin on that day represented the Liberty Party. Honorable Benoni Wilfred Urey represented the All Liberian Party. Honorable Alexander Cummings represented the Alternative National Congress. And Ambassador Joseph Newman Boakai represented the Unity Party. On that day, at the headquarters of the Unity Party, they all signed their commitment towards ensuring that the 4 political parties came together in an alliance with the sole purpose of speaking with one voice on national issues and also feeding single slates of candidates for the upcoming elections in 2020 and 2023. Then on February 27, 6 days later, the 4 parties gathered and constituted a technical committee. That technical committee was charged with the responsibility of drafting the work document that we are about to sign today. The drafting committee of the framework document represented the 4 political parties as follows: Roland Lafayette Giddings, chairman for the Unity Party; Anthony Horatio Lafayette Gu, co-chairman of the Congress; Momo J. Sambola, co-chairman All Liberian Party; Martin S., co-chairman Liberty Party; Jacob Smith, rapporteur, Liberty Party; Mohammed Ali, member, Unity Party; Honorable Clarence Makwe, member, Unity Party; Fon Zwagili, member, Unity Party; Senator Abraham Darius Dillon, member, Liberty Party; Honorable Ruth Barry, member, Liberty Party; Aloysius Stowe, member, Alternative National Congress; Justin P. Zibo, member, Alternative National Congress; Jonathan T. Dolake, member, Alternative National Congress; Kwamalin M. Josh, member, All Liberian Party; Reverend Sanjay A.D. Steptor, member, All Liberian Party; and Antoinette Nimble, member, All Liberian Party. After the document, and we had a committee that constituted the 4 chairpersons of the party, they were ex-officials. And on that committee was Wilmore JMP, former chairman, Unity Party ex-official; Senator Steve A. Zago, ex-official Liberty Party, Senator Daniel Nathan, ex-official Alternative National Congress, and JSB Theodore Momo, ex-official All Liberian Party. The drafting committee did a great job, drafted the framework document, submitted it to the political parties for their input, and after 1 or 2 months, political parties made their input and eventually resubmitted it to the committees. This moving forward, another committee was set up for the purpose of reviewing and validating the framework document. The members of that committee are as follows. Orisha Lafayette Boom, Chairman, Alternative National Congress. Attorney General Cole Bangalore, Co-Chair, Unity Party. Momo J. Samula, Co-Chair, All Liberian Party. Musa Hassan Berete, Co-Chair, Liberty Party. Roland Lafayette Giddings, Rapporteur, Unity Party. Mariah Kedi Yakula, Rapporteur, Alternative National Congress. Mohammed Ali, Member, Unity Party. Afonso Bella, Member, Unity Party. Martin S. Kula, Member, Liberty Party. Jacob Smith, Member, Liberty Party. Augustine Fredericks, Member, Liberty Party. Rugi Barry, Member, Liberty Party. Aloysius Stowe, Member, Alternative National Congress. Darlington Ulysses Bashir, Member, Alternative National Congress. Yafa Baik, Member, Alternative National Congress. Talia Urey, Member, All Liberian Party. Reverend Sanjay A.D. Steptor, Member, All Liberian Party. And Kwameling M. George, Member, All Liberian Party. On behalf of the political leaders, we want to pay homage to these valiant men and women who have today brought us a document that will serve as a framework to bring together full, strong, and big political parties in the history of our country. Thank you for paying attention to the overview. The next step in this signing ceremony will be special statement and the signing ceremony itself by the political leaders. And after that, we have transition of the CPP chairmanship by Honorable Benoni Urey of the ALP to Honorable Alexander B. Cummings of the Alternative National Congress. Then we will have acceptance remarks by Honorable Alexander B. Cummings, vote of thanks by Rugi Barry. That makes up the program today. So at this point in time, the most important part of the program is about to begin with special statements from the political leader. And we will take first standard bearer and political leader of the ALP, who is also the chairman of the collaborating political party, Honorable Benoni Wilfred Urey. The floor is all yours. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Moali. Mr. Alexander Cummings, the political leader of the ANC, Ambassador Joseph Niman Boakai, the political leader of Unity Party, Senator Nyonblee Karnga Lawrence, the political leader of Liberty Party, chairman of political parties, officials of political parties, distinguished participants in this Zoom call today, Liberians at home and abroad, all well-wishers, of the efforts here today. We bring you greetings from the collaborating political parties. Firstly, I would like to augment what Mo Ali has done by not only calling for a moment of silence for Councillor Charles Walker Brunson, but I'd like to add on to it. I want to add on all members of the collaborating parties who over the years have gone to the great beyond. The dreaded angel of death have taken upon them, and they are here no more. We also want to have a moment of silence in memory of all Liberians that this coronavirus has taken on to the great beyond. We ask that we observe a moment of silence in their memory. Thank you. Fellow Liberians, man is born with his hands clenched. In life, he grasps everything he sees and desires. When he dies, his hands are wide open, leaving all that he has achieved and accomplished. Today, as we are about to sign this document, known as a framework document of political parties, may we all learn from their experiences over the years. I hope we all realize that in unity, there is strength. We must additionally realize that to agree is a positive aspect of every political venture. We must also agree that disagreeing is not a crime. And in democracy, there will always be disagreement. We'd like to remind our colleagues of our commitment to Liberia and our commitment to the Liberian people. On the onset of our collaboration, we committed ourselves to serving our people. And it's a good thought that has led us to where we are today. I would like to briefly discuss how the CPP got started and how it all materialized. By Kofi Woods, the role played by Ambassador Joseph Boakai, and the role played by Alexander Cummings. Has been fulfilled. We are extremely pleased. I can remember a little over a year ago when we gathered together at the home of Councillor Bronskin. It was Councillor Bronskin, Attorney Kofi Woods, and I. And I asked Kofi Woods to have joined us because I've known him over the years and I knew what he was capable of. And And he got to Councillor Brunson home approximately an hour before me. And he had extremely good deliberations with Councillor Brunson. Upon going there, we were convinced that we could change the political landscape in Liberia. And we convinced Councillor Brunson of the importance of us getting together and the impact it will have on Liberia. And I must admit, it was at that meeting that I realized how nationalistic and patriotic Councillor Brunson was. And he told me he would do anything to save Liberia and help his people. We commissioned Attorney Kofi Woods to go and meet others. And let's see how we can put this thought into reality. Attorney Kofi Woods spent numerous amount of hours trying to get very difficult minds together. When we approached Alexander Cummings, of course, he was very warm and accepting, and he accepted the whole idea, and it appeared as if this was what he was waiting for. We all got married to this idea. We went to Ambassador Joseph Boakai, and in fact, he lectured us more about what we were thinking than we could tell him. And I can remember clearly him stating, this is the only way forward. We must put Liberia first. These three leaders were committed to what we are accomplishing here today. We sat at the office of Ambassador Boakai, and we appointed people to go and start implementing what we are signing here today. And the process started that day. We're pleased today that we are where we are today. There have been many naysayers, but it's a difficult thing to get 4 people who had different political ambition, who had people backing them that wants power at every cost, to get them together, to agree, and to fight for the Liberian people. Fortunately for me, as chairman, and I must indicate here my thanks and appreciation to Councillor Brunson, because he nominated me to head this body. And I was given a mandate to come up with a framework document. And it has been a difficult task, my people. But with the cooperation of the 4 political leaders during the process, we experienced the demise of Councillor Brunson. That was by far the greatest blow we had in this whole process. Ambassador Joe Boakai, he was always there with his wisdom, and his kind advice and his willingness to always answer when he's called upon. Mr. Alexander Cummings was an integral part of everything we did. And I must say here today, in all candor, that Mr. Cummings exhibited some leadership and we have problems. He made himself always available. And he was always willing to accept a change and move this process. So I can imagine what they went through. But I want to use this occasion to remind all of us that we have an obligation to the Liberian people. We must ensure that the will of the Liberian people prevails, and that will supersedes our personal ambition. Because if the will of the Liberian people is not adhered to, we would not have a country to run for the presidency of. The framework document. I want to remind all of us that this document is a living document. Nothing in it is cast in stone. This document, I believe, will move from imperfection to perfection. Once we have agreement amongst the four of us, we will certainly make the changes or make the corrections to ensure that the aspiration of all political parties are taken into consideration in this document. This document, I want to remind our political leaders that we are the first full political parties. We must be inclusive. We must get all other political parties on board. We must leave individual desires and political gains aside. And we must think about the good of our people. I want to speak on my dream of one party. Fundamentally, I don't believe there's any difference between the ANC, the Liberty Party, the Unity Party, and the ALP. Our only problem is our political ambition. We must lay our political ambition aside and think about the suffering of our people. We must listen to the will of the Liberian people. In conclusion, my special thanks and appreciation goes to the drafting committee. They did a wonderful job. It was tedious. At times they got abusive, but it was not only the writing of the document, but it was the attitude of everybody and the temperament and all of that. The leadership, Councilor Gould and the rest of them, they did an extremely good job. Our hats off to them. And we want to really appreciate what they have done for the people of Liberia. I also want to thank the Liberian people, and I want to admonish them that they must continue to put pressure on us. Even though we might get upset with the naysayers, but their constant attacks on us, that help in the whole process. We want them to, going forward, be a little bit more constructive, as doing what we are doing is an extremely difficult task. And it's incumbent upon every Liberian to ensure that this works. I want to thank my family for being overly tolerant of me during this period. It hasn't been easy, but we have achieved something. This framework document is an instrument that we will use to get Liberia to another stage. My special thanks and appreciation about the Kofi Woods. During the most difficult times during this process, I could always call Kofi, and he would advise me as a brother and a friend. And he was always there to go on mission, to try to put up fire, to convince people of what was right. Without him, I doubt we would be here today. My thanks and appreciation goes out to Ellis Cummings. As mentioned previously, it's difficult to find leaders like Mr. Cummings. Why we differ on a lot of things, he always made himself accessible to us. I want to congratulate him and inform him that he will be taking over from me as chairman of the collaborating political party. It's not an easy thing, but he must continue to do what he has done in the past to ensure that this process continues. And to the father of politics among us, our uncle, our doyen. There's so many names we can give him, but and he's none other than we call him VP, we call him Uncle Joe, we call him some of us even go as far as disrespecting him and calling him Joe. But he has truly been the pillar of strength with us. He's kept us united, he kept us together, and his many words of wisdom kept us going. I could not ask for a better team. And I want to, even though the political leader of Liberty Party wasn't there with us at the beginning, but she was certainly a splendid leader. In fact, as early as last night, she showed us leadership. When we had problems on how we proceed today, she called me and she said, Chairman, what is your view on this? What is your view on that? And I did give her my views and said, Chairman, I will get back to you. And she called me a few minutes after that with a solution. Nyonblee, our little sister, we're proud of you. And we want to thank you also for all you've done. for this committee. Now, we're going forward. You all have a responsibility to ensure that this document we prepared works. Last night, I had a discussion with Mr. Cummings, and I did mention to him in the Liberian way that now, Mr. Cummings, you will have to put on elephant skin. Because politics in Liberia is a difficult thing. They will abuse you, they will attack you. It might even come from me, but keep that elephant skin strong and let it go and keep our goal ahead of you and know that you have a goal that you must accomplish. I close this brief statement again by appealing to all Liberians. The press, the naysayers, those that congratulated us when we're doing good, those that abused us when we're doing wrong, we want everybody on board. We find ourselves in a precarious situation in our country. And our generation, and I speak to the political leaders, our generation must fix what we have spoiled. If we don't fix it, our generation will go down in history as being one of the worst ever in Liberia. Again, I thank all of you for your cooperation, and we will proceed to sign the document. I will ask my chairman to sign it, and I will be attesting to it. Mr. MC, your documents have been duly signed and attested to.
Thank you to the ALP. You have the unqualified appreciation of the collaborating political parties and the Liberian people. All of our partisans appreciate your hard work and your leadership. Next, we'll go on to Honorable Alexander B. Cummings, political leader of the ANC, for special statement and signing of the document. Cummings, all yours.
Thank you, Mo. Mr. Benoni Wilfred Urey, political leader of the All Liberia Party, Senator Nyonblee Karnga Lawrence, political leader of the Liberty Party, and His Excellency, former Vice President and Ambassador Joseph Numa Boakai, political leader and standard bearer of the Unity Party. All other protocols observed. Let me first acknowledge my colleagues who are in the room here with me today at this signing. The chairman of the Alternative National Congress, Senator Daniel Flomo Natin, the Secretary General of the ANC, Councillor Alosha Stowe, and the Chairman Emeritus of the ANC, Attorney Lafayette Gould. Thank you all for being here with me this morning at this very momentous occasion. Let me start by thanking the technical committee who worked tirelessly to draft this framework document. You know, I said throughout this process that to expect that 4 independent parties that had competed against each other will come together and quickly sing Kumbaya was not realistic. That it would take time, that it would require compromises and trade-offs. And I'm happy to say that we have reached this milestone thanks to the technical committee and thanks to my colleagues, fellow political leaders of the respective parties. I also want to thank Attorney Kofi Woods for the role he played in mediating and in helping us all to find common ground. I thank you, and again, I thank my colleagues for your willingness to focus on our country, on the will of our people to reach to this milestone. Let me remind us, however, that this is just the beginning of this journey, that these are mere words on paper, and it will be all about our actions, it will be about our intent, and it will be about us showing good faith towards each other. We have to always assume good intent. We have to always speak as often as possible to find trade-offs and compromises. Because again, as Ben and I said, this is not about us, but about our country and about the Liberian people. Achieving our goals and success will require that we do the work. It will not happen because we talk it, because we speak it. It will not happen because we wish it. It will happen because we do the work. I remind us of one of my favorite sayings that I quote from Albert Einstein, that if we keep doing the same things, we will get the same results. Doing the same things and expecting different results is the definition of insanity. And we are not crazy people. Of course, there are some things that are traditional to us that we'll have to continue and stick with. And then the other things we'll have to change and adjust if we want to move our country forward. And if ultimately we want to put Liberia on the right track to prosperity and economic growth for the Liberian people. I want to thank Benoni for his resilience, his tenacity in ensuring we got to this point. I can say with all reservation that without his persistence, we may have not gotten to where we are. And although we all played a role, he as our leader was insistent, persistent, tenacious in making sure we kept this group together to achieve this end goal. So Ben and I thank you for the leadership you provided us. And I look forward to your ongoing engagement and support as we go forward. And my last comment before the chairman and I sign is again to remind us that the journey is just beginning. The work is before us. We will have some ups and downs. This will not be a smooth road to heaven. We will have bumps along the way. I want to Liberian people to understand that will happen. But in the end, we will prevail. In the end, we will be successful. In the end, we'll stick together because this is in the interest of our people. So with that said, I will ask our chairman to sign on behalf of the ANC, and then I will attest. Thank you. So, Mr. MC, the Alternative National Congress has signed and attested to this agreement, and I want to show my colleagues, fellow partisans from CPP parties, and most importantly, Liberian people, of our commitment to the letter and spirit of this agreement. Thank you all very much. God bless you and God bless Liberia.
Great. Thank you to the political leader and the chairman of the Alternative National Congress. Like I said to the chairman of the CPP, Honorable Benoni, Urey, our partisans appreciate you all and the leadership role that you have played and continue to play. So next is the political leader of the Liberty Party, Senator Nyonblee Karnga Lawrence, for statement, special statement, and signing of the Cpp Framework document. Honorable Senator, the floor is all yours.
Thank you. Ambassador Joseph N. Boakai, political leader, Mr. Chairman, Executive Committee members and partisans of the Unity Party, Mr. Alexander Cummings, political leader, Mr. Chairman, Executive Committee members and partisans of the Alternative National Congress, Mr. Benoni Urey, political leader, Mr. Chairman, Executive Committee members and partisans of the All Liberian Party, Mr. Chairman, Executive Committee members, Advisory Committee, Liberty Party Global, and members of the Liberty Party, all Liberian women who are proudly represented today as the only female senator and the only female political leader of the CPP, my fellow Liberians. May I ask you to join me in a brief moment of silence in honor of my political father and mentor, and the founder and political leader of the Liberty Party, Councillor Charles Walker Bromskin, one of the architects behind the reason why we are here today, as well as to the cherished memory of my political partner, friend and husband, who allowed and supported me to play these very tedious and challenging roles as a female and a mother in these male-dominated territories, and to the memories of the many Liberians who voluntarily and involuntarily paid the ultimate sacrifice that our country will know and shared in the values of multi-party democracy. A moment of silence, please. Thank you. Today, we make history. 4 of the leading political parties in our country are taking a leap of faith, trusting each other, counting on the best wishes of the Liberian people to stand together in gallant support and consolidation of our young democracy, which is being threatened by the lack of democratic leadership currently on display in our country. We pledge our support and trust in each other, laying aside our personal ambitions for the collective good of our country, especially with the administration which is violating rights and leading by exclusion and division of our people. We understand the heavy burden placed upon our heads to look beyond self and for the people who have a right to feel abandoned and leaderless as they suffer health crises and economic difficulties. We know we cannot fight for the people against the creeping abuses and tyranny of this administration while we fight separately and at times against each other. The wishes of the Liberian people is that we come together. And so today we dutifully commit to the wishes of our people. Democracy is never really strengthened by the number of political parties to register in an election. It is strengthened by the quality of the opposition to hold the government accountable and honest. Today, by this solemn duty, done in respect of the prevailing conditions of our health crisis, we announce to all Liberians, our international partners, all those who wish us better and well, to all of you, we say, we are ready. Our outstretched arms, we will continue to extend to other political parties to join us. Our honest support, we will continue to lend to our people and the government. But make no mistake, our resolve to offer the deserving people of Liberia a better governance alternative built on the unity of our people, selflessness, competence, and respect for the rule of law and the rights of all of our citizens will not be compromised. Let it now be clear that our personal ambitions pale in comparison to the aspirations of our people who have been treated with lack of care by an administration they elected to care. We care that our people are suffering with economic hardships, with the president of the country, while the president of the country plays Ludo in his backyard. We care that a strange virus is killing and hurting our people, depriving so many of livelihood, while the president hides away, has a plan to respond, and has failed to lead. We care that Liberia has become the laughingstock of the region and the world by a growing display of gross incompetence. And even when the international community wants to help, they cannot find a competent partner in our government with whom they can work to help our suffering people. We care that our country is grossly mismanaged and corruption at the highest levels of the government rules the day. We care that women and children are being raped, abused, and violently disregarded with impunity, and young girls and young boys are falling more and more into being sexually molested and preyed upon. We care that the so-called change for hope is now creating hopelessness amongst our people. It should have been rightly called hustle against the Liberian people, because that is truly what it is. Enough is enough. Today, we close the curtain on the honeymoon of unchallenged incompetence, corruption, abuses of power, selective justice, carelessness. Our people deserve better, our country deserves better, and we know that together we can do better, and yes, the CPP will do better. We thank our technical team and lawyers for working tirelessly to prepare this framework. We are also grateful to all of our partisans, supporters, well-wishers, critics, media practitioners, social media activists, and talk show hosts for the support, encouragement, and pieces of advice. Today honors all of you too. All who are disappointed in the performance of this administration and yearn for a better alternative in a more unified nation. I congratulate party chairpersons, executive committees for their time and diligence to see this come to reality. And also, I salute all the political leaders for the selflessness without which this could never have happened. Let's save the celebrations for later. For now, there is so much work to be done. We need to win the Liberian Senate for the Liberian people in a few months and replace this failed administration in 2023. Let's go to work for our people, and may God bless these works of our hands for the betterment of our people. Thank you. And upon that, sitting in the presence of the chairman of the Liberty Party and local chairpersons in Grand Bassa County, where we are, the chairman of the ANC, the chairman of the Unity Party, the chairman of the ALP, the representative from the ALP, and the Women Wing chair and Senator Jonathan Carpet, who are all present here today. My chairman will sign this document and I will attest to it. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And we are particularly honored that you have begun to show to everyone that this collaboration is holding. And as a very powerful political leader, you've been able to bring together our local chapter heads with you to witness the signing. We applaud you and we say thank you to you, and thank you to Senator Steve Zago and Senator Jonathan Kaipi for participating in the process. The Liberian people appreciate you. Next on the signing, the last but not the least, is Ambassador Joseph Nyonblee Boakai, former Vice President of the Republic of Liberia and standard bearer of the Unity Party, who will make a special statement and proceed like the others have done with the signing ceremony, along with him, the chairman, the acting chairman of the Unity Party, and the vice chairman for inter-party and election affairs. Ambassador Joseph Nyonblee Boakai, over to you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Thank you for taking up this time. I'd like to add to the list of those in whose memory we have silenced the late Honorable Jordan Urey and the Honorable Ada Lawrence, people who have stood for social justice and true democracy in this country. In signing ceremony for the framework document of the collaborating parties, the CPP, on this May 19, 2020, I'd like to say my distinguished leaders of the CPP, representatives of the respective parties, ladies and gentlemen. I'm especially pleased and proud to sign on behalf of the Unity Party this framework document, setting out the roadmap for effective and genuine cooperation among our parties. This ceremony is a culmination of our long and painstaking negotiations by representatives of our individual parties. The framework document is a manifestation of our determination to forge ahead with our collaboration to put forth committed and loyal contestants for the senatorial by-election and the single credible candidate for the 2023 presidential election. The CPP must remain cohesive and strong to replace a leadership that retreats into seclusion and remains silent when our people face existential threat from a deadly global pandemic and an economy devastated by a gross mismanagement, corruption, and utter incompetence. The Liberian people are hurting and deserve much better than the misrule they are now suffering and the responsive to their plight presently. Governance is not play, or is a play acting. Like the late movie star John Wayne, the famous movie star, says, never send a boy to do a man's job. I commend all leaders of the CPP for standing firm. I want to also thank the facilitators and representatives for their sacrifices and commitment to produce this document. Let us now go forward with a gumption and even greater resolve to implement. For this moment, I want to thank our outgoing chairman, Benoni, for his courageous voyage to this time. Also, Honorable Kofi Woos was the legal steering hand, and our lawmakers for standing by us, our technical team, to their diligence and commitment. And last but not the least, to all our Liberians here and in the diaspora for keeping our feet to the fire. To our incoming chair, I want to say congratulations. Thank you and God bless you. We now proceed with the signing. Our chairman is here, our room here, we are maintaining social distance, but we have good Liberians who are wishing for the best of this country, with some women also operation the class. This chairman, acting chair, the Unity Party, please do the signing. I'm signing my name.
Yeah, you sounded reverend.
Well, the document is duly signed, and I want to thank you all and thank all of you for being with us. As the moderator, the document is signed.
Well, we want to say thank you to the standard bearer and chairman of the Unity Party. Our partisans appreciate you. We appreciate your work. At this point in time, we'll move on to the transition of the CPP's chairmanship by Honorable Benoni Wilfred Urey of the ALP to Honorable Alexander Benedict Cummings of the ANC. Before that, now that the signing is complete, we will ask Honorable Urey to officially declare the Cpp Framework document signed by the 4 constituent political parties, the Alternative National Congress, the All Liberian Party, the Liberty Party, and the Unity Party. And from there on, he will transition the chairmanship to Honorable Alexander Cummings. Honorable Urey, back to you.
Thank you, Mr. Moali. On behalf of the 4 political leaders, Alexander B. Cummings, Ambassador Joseph Liman Boakai, and Senator Nyonblee Karnga Lawrence, I want to, at this time, inform Liberians living in Liberia and Liberians in the diaspora that we, the 4 collaborating parties, under their mandate, have gotten together and we have concluded the first major step. And that first major step is the signing this framework document. And I want to show it up to the Liberian people and let them know that what they mandated us to do, we have succeeded in doing it. May God bless this document and use it to unite our people and move our country forward. I know time is far spent. I will move right on to symbolically turn over the chairmanship to my colleague, Alexander B. Cummings. My people, you know, all during this process, people kept saying, oh, rotational, it's rotational. Your time over, your time over. But like I told Mr. Cummings last night, at times you make hard decisions. But these decisions must be in the interest of the Liberian people. I didn't have to justify to everybody that I had a mandate, and my mandate was to ensure that this document is completed and that we move ahead. I'm pleased today to now, in my former capacity as chairman of the collaborating political parties, to turn over the symbolic mantle of authority to my colleague, Alexander Cummings.
Wow.
And why turning it over? I want to assure him of our cooperation. And I'm turning over to you, Mr. Cummings, the people of Liberia. Hold them well, and they will hold you well. God bless the CPP, and God save us.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Urey. We'll now hear from Honorable Alexander Cummings, his acceptance remarks.
Thank you. I thank you again. As I mentioned earlier, your resilience, tenacity has gotten us to this point, and we need to acknowledge that. I want the Liberian people to know that we have defined a process by which we will rotate the leadership of the CPP. That process is alphabetical. Let me also say, given the fact that we're starting this framework agreement formally, Ben and I could have decided that, you know, ALP alphabetically goes first, and you could legitimately continue that leadership role. But he was very gracious in saying, I brought the CPP to this point, it's now appropriate to hand it over, and the ANC next in line alphabetically will take over, followed by the Liberty Party, and then eventually by the Unity Party, and the cycle will start again. So Ben and I, thanks for that. Ben, I want to remind you that I'm older than you, even though you're bigger. I'm your big brother.
What are you? They bigger than me.
As we go forward, don't forget I'm a few months older than you, even though you're physically bigger and you think I'm your small brother.
Yeah.
Let me thank my small sister Nyonblee for your engagement and support. We were all up till late last night talking to Ambassador Boakai, Chairman Urey, and Nyonblee to get to this point. So let me thank you all for your engagement. And I know I can count on your support. And to my big brother, and if I may, Joe, I'll call you Joe on this call, because I've actually known Joe longer than I've known almost anybody politically in Liberia. And I want to thank him for his advice, for his support, both in the past and going forward. And I know I can count on all of you and every member of your teams to help us be successful. I want to assure you that we will be collaborative. We'll try to build consensus, but we'll also need to make decisions along the way. But we'll do that in a spirit of collaboration and consensus, and we'll do the work to make sure that happens. We will not always agree. There's a saying that I like: if two people always agree, only one is doing the thinking. But I'm sure we will always find consensus. We'll always compromise so that we can move this process forward. And my last comment is to remind all of us, and I think we've all commented on this, is that we need to make sure we hold this government accountable to Liberian people. We know this government is incompetent, is inept, and our people are suffering as a consequence. If you ask Liberians today, are you better off today than you were a week ago or a month ago. Unanimously, Liberians did their works off. And it's up to us to constitutionally and legitimately hold this government accountable and challenge them, and then to ultimately replace them in the senatorial elections coming up and ultimately the presidential election. So I thank you. I accept this responsibility with a lot of humility, and I can assure you the work will start right away, because this is just the beginning. The work now actually begins. So thank you all. God bless you and God bless Liberia. I think Mo is muted.
Okay, thank you. We have Rugi Barry of the Liberty Party, Vice Chair, and also of CPP Women Movement, who will give our vote of thanks, and then we'll bring this program to a close. Rugi, the floor is all yours. T, you need to unmute Rugi. Thank you, Rugi. You are on now.
Okay, Honorable Joseph Yuma Boakai, former Vice President and political leader of the Unity Party. Honorable Alexander B. Cummings, Chairman of the CPP and political leader of the ANC. Honorable Benoni Urey, former Chairman of the CPP and political leader of the ALP. Our Honorable Senator Nyonblee Karnga, political leader of the Liberty Party. National chairpersons of constituents parties, so the SP and members, supporters, and sympathizers of the CPP, Liberians, ladies and gentlemen. It that has made me more proud as a Liberian over the past of this, a moment that ladies and gentlemen,
Yes.
in our country. A moment.
Rugi seems to be going underwater. Rugi, are you there?
Okay, so I can continue, right?
Yeah, continue. Thank you.
Each of us must be honest to ourselves, appreciate our strengths and weaknesses, and cultivate the spirit of mutual respect and unity. A special thanks to the drafting and the review and validation committee of the framework document headed by Mr. Giddings and Anthony Gould and others for initiating the process that brought us to this point. Whatever we have here today is a product of our innovation. I also appreciate the former standard bearers who in early 2019 signed an MOU that authorized our individual parties to join this process. We hope that the 2020 special senatorial elections offers us a better opportunity to test the strength of our unity and commitment to this instrument. Thank you.
Thank you, Rugi Barry of the ALP. Can we just give ourselves, please unmute everyone so we can just give ourselves a big round of applause and we bring this program to a close. There, unmute everyone, please. Thank you to everyone, and this is how we bring this historic signing of the framework document of the collaborating political parties to an end. I am your NC and moderator, Mo Ali. Thank you to all. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Champagne.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hello everybody, my name is Terry Bonner, aka Terry G, and y'all already know. I'm bringing you another great news today. You see, entertainment is not just only playing music, party, and videos, and having fun. No, entertainment is a physiotherapy, it's a mental therapy, it's a psychological therapy for the mind, the body, and the soul. Entertainment is an important component of our daily lives and our livelihood. Therefore, I, Terry G, will be on KMTV Networks for the Terry G Show every Friday, 3 p.m. CLT USA time. And I will be bringing you great music videos, interviews with celebrities and VIPs, checking out cultural heritage, tourism, etc., corporate news, human interest stories, and of course,